Oh, yeah. Monday in Georgia. How are you, folks? Welcome to the show. Very excited to be with you. Can you see it, my face? Hey, this episode of the Nick DiPaolo Show brought to you by InfiniteCBD.com. Infinite CBD offers the cleanest, healthiest, purest forms of CBD available. CBD gives you all the benefits of marijuana without getting high. Here's why I recommend Infinite CBD. Infinite CBD uses a double extraction method followed by refining the CBD. The end result, Infinite CBD products are over 99% CBD. Other companies use CBD oil, not Infinite CBD. This is the purest CBD you can find and is third-party tested for guaranteed purity. Tony Montana recommends it. And here's... the hell is that?
I think that is a helicopter.
It's a helicopter. Boy, I knew they were after me. And here's why I use CBD... personally, I like the gummy bears. CBD gummies, they're very calming. It's like having a glass of wine if you have sleep problems like I do. For the love of Christ.
The U.S. military.
U.S. military, they guard me. Very calming, great for insomnia. I take this to help me fall asleep. CBD works for me, and research has shown it has helped people for a variety of different ailments, including pain management, anxiety, insomnia, and more. The point is they've got a large product line, and if you go to InfiniteCBD.com, you can see which one of their products is going to help you live a healthier life. Go to InfiniteCBD.com, and if you use promo code NICK15, get this, you'll get 15% off your order. That's InfiniteCBD.com, promo code NICK15. We thank Infinite CBD for sponsoring this episode of the show. God bless you, folks. Love it. The special, Breath of Fresh Air, last time I checked, 330,000 views in a week, a little under a week. So, and it's still climbing, okay? Who knew? Being for logic, traditional American beliefs is so goddamn controversial. But get this, the positive to negative comments, 19-to-1 ratio, positive to negative. So you haters can kiss my grits. Now that I'm in the South, couldn't be happier. People need to hear a comic who is not, he's not burdened by Hollywood PC horseshit. People are thirsting for it, and that's what those numbers prove. It's just free speech, and it's funny at the same time. And people, hate speech is no such thing. There's only speech. If you're offended by it, that's your fucking problem. Grow a pair, is what I say, Sally O. We're coming to you live, motherfuckers.
Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Yeah, damn right, Billy.
I want all of you to enjoy your cake. So, enjoy.
All right, let's get to it. Trump's policies are doing the exact opposite of what Dems warned. The unemployment rate fell to 3.6% last month, which was not my GPA in school, I'll tell you that much, even though I was cheating. The lowest rate since 1969. The economy added 263,000 jobs in April. Wages are rising. So are Dems' blood pressure. It's doing everything he said it would. He's beating you silly, bitches. In December 2017, Larry Summers, Bill Clinton's former Treasury Secretary, warned that tax reform would kill more than 10,000 Americans every year. It would kill Americans. We all right, fellas? All right. Would kill 10,000 Americans. How the fuck?
Liar,
Yeah, from obesity,
whore, and you know it.
with their fridges filled. What are you talking about? The same month after cautioning that passage of tax cuts would portend Armageddon, then House Minority Leader Nancy, I'm as crazy as a shithouse rat, Pelosi explained that the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act was the worst bill in the history of the United States Congress. And then she went outside of her apartment in San Francisco and stepped in human feces in on a needle. Unfortunately, they caught it in time. She's a fucking idiot.
Problem. You're the fucking problem. You fucking Dr. White, onkin jamrag, arkin spunk bubble. I'm telling you, H, you keep looking at me, I'm going to put you in the fucking ground, I promise you. Not this time.
The tenor of left-wing cable news and punditry was predictably panic-stricken after asserting that the cuts, Trump's tax cuts, wouldn't help create a single job. Bruce Bartlett told MSNBC the tax relief was really akin to rape, he said. He said akin to rape.
Raping me! This is rape!
This is rape!
This is rape!
That's how the left sees letting you keep more of your money as rape. And you're still going to vote for these fucking cheese-eating dick swallowers. Wake the fuck up. Kurt Eichenwald tweeted that America died tonight. I'm a depression historian. Read the headline on a Washington Post op-ed. The GOP tax bill straight out of 1929, proclaimed the douchebag, and so on. None of this is even getting to the mainstream media straight news coverage, of course. Yeah, it's just like 1929. Instead of people jumping off the top of tall buildings, they're building buildings. You dummy. Just come on and admit you guys have been wrong about everything. From the election to the Mueller report to his economy. Just admit on all the big things, you guys haven't even come close. You should be apologizing. CNN should be running a loop, MSNBC, for the next year, apologizing. You've been wrong about anything that fucking matters to the American people, in my opinion. You could be right. I don't know. Yeah, right. 1/3 of the middle-class families could end up paying more under the GOP tax plan, experts say, noted Money Magazine. An Associated Press headline read, House passes first rewrite, nation's tax laws in 3 decades, providing steep cuts for businesses, the wealthy. Yahoo News ran one piece after the next, predicting doom. If you're getting your news from Yahoo News, I don't know if I pulled the story. They use like 10 sources, and 9 of them are very left wing. You see commercials now for Yahoo News. I like to get my news that's right down the middle. I don't want to just get news that I agree with. Well, if you're reading Yahoo News and you're on the left, that's exactly what you're doing. They're trying to convince people that they're fucking... Yahoo is big tech, okay? Anti-Trump, anti-everything that's even a little right-leaning. GOP tax cuts, unstated goal is to leave the poor and vulnerable in America without support of their government, ABC News analyst alleged. All of them. You're making assholes of yourself. Trump is so ignorant, he's running circles around you. Of course, the notion that allowing Americans to keep more of their own money is tantamount to giving them something is just transparently specious. As Chris Edwards of the Cato Institute has pointed out, the reform bill's largest tax cuts went to middle class. Did you hear that? To the middle class that the Dems pretend to represent, that Pelosi pretends to represent. And the first thing you do when they get in office is going to raise your taxes. Okay? Fellas, what? What is it? Huh?
Rich isn't here, so we have to kind of multitask a little more.
All right, well, don't fucking talk about it. Do it. It's a big show. This is very important to me. Some people from the Weather Channel watching this today. What is going on? Is there an invasion? Is that Putin? Does he know I'm going to make fun of him in a few minutes? And we can't put Jason, you got to put the air on when you get in here. It's got to be freezing, okay? Come on. Come in here. He's sitting here with his shirt off. It's 111. His tits hanging out like he's in the Bahamas. I'm sweating right now. It's about 119. Can we hear it if we put on the air conditioning?
There's a low hum.
Oh, you're a fucking low hum. Anyways. Even the Liberal Tax Policy Center estimated that 65% of Americans paid less last year. 6% paid more, thanks to the tax cuts. More than 44% of Americans pay no federal income tax, although the corporation's still sticking it up your ass. Listen to Sleepy Joe Biden. There, he says there's a $2 trillion tax cut last year. He says, did you feel it? Did you get anything from it? Of course not. Of course not. All of it went to the folks at the top and corporations. No, it didn't. We have numbers saying it went to the middle class. You ought to fucking drop out now, Sleepy. Go sniff your fucking ex-girlfriend's forehead. Go grope some fucking guy at the mall. They're lying to you blatantly. Okay, we have the figures. Figures don't lie, and liars don't figure. That's what my boss used to say, who was a crook when I sold meat door to door. Anyways, that's all good news. And how many times do you have to make these idiots look fucking stupid? Oh, look who's back in the news. It's Jew hater, Rashida Tlaib. The Washington Post defends Rashida Tlaib's Holocaust comments, attacks fucking Republicans. This bitch needs to be...
Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar! Allah Akbar!
I wish she would go back to where she's from and be caught out in public with a guy that she doesn't know, so she could be stoned to death and back over her head with a tank. Even though she's probably from here, the filthy pig. Tlaib made the flagrantly false claim in a recent skullduggery podcast. The Palestinians had offered Jews a safe haven after the Holocaust. That's what the anti-Semitic broad said.
Get this through your head, you Jew motherfucker, you.
That's her trying to drive home the point that the Palestinians try to help the Jews during the Holocaust. In reality, the major Palestinian leadership figure of the time was Haji Muhammad Amin al-Husseini, and I'm not making that up. Just by his name, I'm pretty sure he didn't help the Jews. Oh, Nick, it's that kind of a broad brush painting that... Shut it. If I had to make up a terrorist name, that would be it. If I was doing a character, Haji Muhammad Amin al-Husseini collaborated with Nazi Germany, and Palestinians violently opposed Jewish immigration before, during, and after the Second World War. That's the truth of it. Tlaib also made the awkward remark that there was always a kind of calming feeling I tell folks when I think of the Holocaust. What the fuck?
Durka, Muhammad Jihad. Haka Sherpa, Bakala.
Let me repeat that. Tlaib made the awkward comment, there's always a kind of calming feeling when I tell folks when I think of the Holocaust, meaning that she felt reassured about the fact that the Palestinians had helped the Jews, which we know is total poo-poo. The Post described the controversy in an article headlined, House Republicans Criticize Rep. Tlaib Over Remarks on Holocaust Israel. The newspaper did not cover Tlaib's remarks on their own. Imagine, they don't just cover what she said. Can you imagine if somebody on the right said that? I get a warm, fuzzy feeling when I think about the Holocaust. Most people use a white machine to fall asleep. I listen to the soundtrack from Schindler's List. Can you imagine? Yet they point to the right and say, you're the Nazis, you're the fucking, oh my aching stem. They couldn't cover her remarks. They had to do it saying the Republicans went overboard in attacking her. That's the paper that's owned by Bezos, by the way, of Amazon.com. I don't think his wife got that in the divorce. Imagine losing, what did he lose, $60 billion over some snatch? I'm sorry, folks. In the article, the Post defended Tlaib, saying that Republicans who had criticized her use of the phrase calming feeling were falsely accusing her of using the phrase to describe her views about the Holocaust itself. Just put the shoe on the other foot, you fuckers. Guys, it's way too hot in here, I'm telling you. If I come in tomorrow, if it's not 11 degrees in here before Jason, I'm going to punch you right in your skinny chest. The Post article, written by Felicia Somnes, went on to accuse Republicans of distorting Democrats' remarks as if that was the real issue. The episode marks the second time in recent weeks Republicans have seized on out-of-context remarks by a freshman Democrat lawmaker. That's what Somnes says. No, they didn't. They put it right into context. I get it. I just told you what they meant by it, what she meant by it. She really is convinced the Palestinians helped the Jews in World War II. The article neglected to mention the other context, that is, that this remark was hardly the first anti-Israeli, anti-Semitic statement by Tlaib. When Tlaib was asked what she thought about this, she said,
Durka, Muhammad Jihad. Haka Sherpa, Bakala.
That's right, I played it again. I liked it so much. I'm doing Gavin McGinnis's show. I don't know if it's a podcast. Who knows? It could be a hit show on Disney. I don't know. Probably not. I mean, he's been kicked off PayPal. I'm doing that when this show is over. I'm Skyping in to him and the Red Pill show I'm doing. Stay tuned for that. It's hotter than a fucking witch's clam up in this bitch, is it not? Mother of God. I'm telling you to put on the air conditioning right now. Guys, if you hear a hum, tough shit. I don't want rings around my pits before this is over. My ass is stuck to the seat. It'll drown out the helicopters. I like the helicopters. It was giving this show a dangerous... So I was in Long Island, Governors, this weekend. It was okay. I smoked up a storm. Some woman out in the front row kept talking throughout the show to her husband, ruined my buddy who opened for me, Josh's set. I went on, fucking lit her up, and lit everybody else up. Kind of low energy, weird weekend there. And I know the owner, James, doesn't like when I light up the audience, but that's how I've done it my whole life, and they had it coming. She wouldn't shut the fuck up. She wouldn't shut up. Every 3 minutes I was going, you're fucking retarded. You have no attention span. You're a grown woman. And she kept getting all defensive. I tried to get her a glass of water. I heard her ask for water. That's how it started. I go, you get her a glass of water? And she looks up and she goes, why are you picking on me? I was trying to get you a glass of fuck. She gets all defensive. After the show, of course, she's hanging out, telling the owner she's going to sue me for ruining her night. Yeah, Dershowitz will get right on that. Fucking clam. It's never guys. It's never guys. Again, I don't mean to be sexist or whatever the fuck. And female comics will tell you the same thing because I've seen them put it online. It's always women with a yappity fucking yappity shut your fucking pie hole. Luckily, my demographic is 110 to 2 men to women, but they still come out to the show because their husbands and boyfriends drag them out. Oh, mother of God, help us. What is this? Oh, Mr. Putin falls on his face during victory lap at ice hockey match. He had, I don't know if you guys saw Putin. Every year he plays in this ice hockey game. And this year, a few years ago, he had like a hat trick or 4. This year he had 8. I'm sure the defense was rugged. Can you imagine trying to fucking defend Putin from getting it's fucking 8 goals. It's like when he goes golf and he gets 2 hole-in-ones in a row. Nobody says anything. The press sits there. Oh, good golfing. Yes. Anyways, the leader had been waving proudly as his footage of him after the game. He was celebrating. He was taking kind of a victory lap. And Trump, did Trump retweet this? Please tell me. That would have been a great litmus test. That would have been a great litmus test for Trump if people accuse him of being in Putin's pocket if he retweeted this 1,000 times, you know, and put, look at this dope falling on his face. Just like he's going to in a few years when we take over Russia. Here's the footage of the mighty Putin. Who? Look, he gets right back up. Oh, the poor. All right. Do we have a clip of him getting a goal? We don't have that, do we? Oh, my God. Guys, go watch it. You got to fucking see this defenseman standing like this. He goes around him and puts in his 7th of the night. I don't understand. Is it a joke over there? I don't I mean, do they take it serious? I know the people of Russia are laughing their balls off, but I'm saying, does Putin's administration think that the people believe he's that good, or is it all just for fun? Do you know what I'm saying?
I hope it's for fun.
I don't know. I mean, this is a guy that'll shoot a journalist if he says the wrong fucking thing. So, it's hilarious. And after a guy corrected him in the paper, Putin said he had 9 goals. Putin said he had 9 goals, and some reporter said he actually had 8. And here's what happened to the reporter an hour after the game. Okay, it was 9. 9. Oh, how about the poor pricks that were trying to... The guy that put down the red carpet, I'm sure he was shot at sunrise today. There's something I like about... I know he's a thug and a murderer, and I do know all that, but at least he plays hockey. You know what I mean? At least he's playing ice hockey. Obama, what's he doing? He was riding his daughter's bike with a basket on it. Martha's Vineyard, his fucking mother-in-law's jeans. The basket was filled with dicks. Ugh. Fucking helmet on a grown man riding a bike. Ugh. Although Putin had a helmet on playing hockey, but you have to, But who's going to take a swipe? Somebody should have dropped the gloves. You want to get famous in a hurry? I would have cross-checked that motherfucker. You want to get famous and dead at the same time? Imagine if somebody lined them up and just fucking unloaded. Just to prove, I want to see Trump doing something other than golfing. I'd like to see him on ice skates, and that would be fucking the giant orange man. Anyways, his claim of 9 goals, with others noting just 8. Unsurprisingly, he made his team champions of the Night Hockey League's amateur 40-plus division. I wonder if you could bet on that game. I'm sure they were the favorites. They were like, it was like plus 200. You had to bet literally fucking 6 trillion rubles to make a fucking 1 ruble. If you're betting on him, somebody should have went. By the way, my favorite hockey player, other than Robert Gordon Orr, because I'm from Boston, my second favorite all time, Ovechkin, Alexander Ovechkin. If I was starting a team, my first line is all Russians. They just play the game right, and they'll take your eye out with a stick. Ovechkin's fucking 6'4", 240. Okay? He's going to have over 700 goals when he's finished. He's already a Hall of Famer, and he'll knock your teeth down your throat. Ask the young Russian kid who challenged him to a fight, guy for Carolina, I think it was. Ovechkin was his idol growing up, and he's on the ice for like his second shift in the NFL, and he gets in a fight with his idol, and he gets knocked unconscious. Now, that's a Russian for you. Oh, look who's in the news. Sweet tits Alyssa Milano. Beautiful rack, but every time she opens her mouth, she might as well be a 600-pound fat man. Just as dumb as her fucking... Alyssa Milano calls for sex strike to protest abortions bans. The actress urged women in a tweet to stop having sex with each other. Nice haircut, too. She looks like a fucking NBA forward for North Carolina. The actress urged women in a tweet to stop having sex until we get bodily autonomy back. And you know what I say to you, you fucking cheese eater?
You stupid fucking blabbermouth cunt!
Easy, Nick. I didn't say it. The guy on the speaker. She looks like, put that back up. She looks like AOC in the face there, doesn't she? Look at the rack still. Hanging on that rack. You know, she has man hands. Actress Alyssa Milano ignited social media with a tweet Friday night calling for women to join her in a sex strike to protest strict abortion bans passed by a Republican-controlled legislature. She's doing what women do. She's saying, shut off the pussy. Shut it off. At least you're admitting that's what you use it for. Anytime you want something, you shut it off. That's the worst thing a feminist can say. You're just saying the only way we can control men is by a snatch. I know it's true, but you're not supposed to admit it if you're a feminist. Shut it off. Shut it down. Shut down the candy store until we have complete... Oh, will you stop? Again, it's not about babies and whether it's a fetus at this... but it's none of that shit. They're upset about the heartbeat bill, which is after 6 weeks. But, you can hear the heartbeat. You can't kill it. Again, I used that in college when I had a drunk girl in bed. Nothing... You hear the laugh, see, for the love of fucking Christ. I feel like I'm at Governor's. Anyhow. So she's admitting that use the pussy, shut it off, because men are that simple and we'll get what we want. I don't know. She urged women in her tweet to stop having sex. Full bodily autonomy back. In other words, it's about, men can't tell us what to do with our bodies. And I've said this before, I'm saying it in my act now, but you don't mind when you're in bed with us and I say, arch your back, or put your tit in my mouth, or pee in a cup. You don't mind it then. Pee in a cup? Turned into Jimmy Norton. I would never use a cup, always use a thermos. We need to understand how dire the situation is, she says, across the country. It's reminding people that we have control over our own bodies and how we use them. Yeah, you don't remind us of that every second for the last fucking 10 years, have you?
Thank you.
She noted that women have historically withheld sex. Oh, so you're progressive, but you're going back in time. Withheld sex to protest or advocate for political reform. She cited how the Iroquois women... refused to have sex in the 1600s, and that's because they had corn on the cob laying around. They called it maize. I called it good fun. Butter that shit up, yo. She cited how the Iroquois women, like Elizabeth Warren, refused to have sex in the 1600s as a way to stop unregulated warfare. Most recently, she noted that Liberian women used as a sex strike in 2003 to demand an end to a long-running civil war.
No! No, 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 no! No!
Yeah, they did. Imagine broads doing that over here. First of all, the broads that Republicans and guys on the right, they get horny over war. They love guns. We use it as foreplay. You're like, hey, Diane, you hear we're going into Iraq in about a month? I'm coming. Mention Dick Cheney. Both liberal and conservatives also lampooned her idea, with conservatives praising her for promoting abstinence and liberals saying she was pushing a false narrative that women only have sex as a favor to men. I don't know if that's false or not. In my experience, my 57 years on the planet, let's be honest. A girl says, but I want to be promoted. What are you going to give me? My bug. Okay, it's a deal. I'll knock you up to minimum wage. Minimum. Milano said the criticism didn't bother her because she's retarded and doesn't understand anything she reads. And she said her tweet was having the desired effect, which is getting people to talk about the war on women. Go fuck yourself. War on women. When's the last time you looked at clips online from girls and how they're treated in Saudi Arabia or anywhere in the Middle East? War on women. Are your kids having battery acid thrown in their faces, little girls, because they want to go to school? Are they being stoned to death because they show 2 inches of fucking ankle? War on women. American women, nobody has it better than American women. You're surrounded by rich guys, any country, the wealthiest country on the planet. War on women. We've been trying to take you to dinner and get in your pants. What a trooper you are. Boy, does that fry my ass. What other country, Alyssa Milano, would you rather be living in? Huh? What other country treats women better? You're just an American-hated, empty-headed, nice-titted dope. Does she have kids? And what's that spot in her eye? Please tell me it's a leech. Milano said people have to determine for themselves how long the sex strike should last. For her part, she hasn't decided yet how long she will forego sex. And I don't know either.
Christy, get down on your knees so Sabrina can see your asshole. Phil Collins' solo career seems to be more commercial.
I can't get down on my knees and show Christina my asshole. I'm on strike. You're going to tell me what to do with my body. I just did. And this has a lot to do with Georgia. The heartbeat bill thing is, starting here in Georgia. And a lot of showbiz does stuff down here. Netflix, they shoot movies because of the tax breaks and whatever. And she's just using her pussy. Just using her pussy to stand up for, abortion on demand. They should have them at Chick-fil-A's right next to when you just pull in, I'll have the tri-semester. Let me ask you, does the doctor have his magic bullet going? And I'm not a pro-lifer. I'm just saying I love how she's using her vagina to get what she wants, which goes against everything feminist, supposedly. She doesn't see the irony of that because, you know why? Because she has the fucking IQ of a snow tire. But she was famous once. What was the show, Jace, remember? I'm asking 2 kids 11 years old. Who's the boss or whatever the fuck? Anyhow. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is not updated, by the way, Jason. Is this too much for you, this job? Write the goddamn... Write a list down. We gave you a Bible of shit to do. And that's when you were brand new. It should be down to a pamphlet now. Come in, turn up the air conditioning. Or I should say put it on 11.
Well, that one's new.
It shouldn't be. I came in and you had a ring around your neck of sweat. I thought you were making sneakers for some fucking Nike company. Friday, May 31st, Jonathan's in Agunquit, Maine. It's a gay town, and it's beautiful. They love me. Like I say, I don the assless chaps and the roller skates. Saturday, June 1, Whites of Westport, Mass. Friday, June 7, Steel Stacks, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Saturday, August 10th, the Newtown Theater, Newtown, Pennsylvania. Friday and Saturday, August 16th and 17th, Helium in Philly. Friday, October 18th, the Ridgefield Playhouse in Ridgefield, Connecticut. Friday, November 15th, the Cortland Repertory Theater, Cortland, New York. Saturday, November 16th, the Comedy Works in Saratoga Springs. Then New Year's Eve back at the beautiful Tarrytown Music Hall, Tarrytown, New York. Don't forget cameo.com, folks. If you want me to send a little video to one of your enemies or one of your friends, you can be nice, you can be mean. I can do a mini roast on somebody you hate. I wake up every morning, I have a couple of these to do. People absolutely love them. If you have a neighbor you hate, an old boyfriend, a girlfriend, I will talk into my phone, make a video, eviscerate them in 30 seconds, or say hi to Grammy because she's 112. Whatever you want, okay? Cameo.com. Click on my profile and fill out the information. Yes, sir.
Super chats?
Super chats.
We do. We have one from Two Gun Tommy. It says, "You are the realest cracker alive. God bless."
I'm guessing that's from a brother, man. I'll be nice, Tommy Two Guns. And I'm guessing. What did he call me, a cracker?
Yeah, he said you're the realest cracker alive.
Thank you. That is seriously. That is the ultimate. Patrice O'Neill said I was a fucking OG when it came to stand-up. He said that. O'Neill, who was I told you, black people love me when they're in the audience. Except for the 4 that were at Governors. They were not having any of it. Even when I was defending them, they had that look of hate. But Tommy Two Guns is absolutely right. Chris Rock, Eddie Murphy, Arsenio Hall, Jamie Foxx, all was watching me at Eddie Murphy's house and said, this fucking guy is hilarious. So I have street cred because black people appreciate when a white guy is honest. They don't want they can smell phoniness a mile away. Thank God my wife can't.
Two more. Right. From Make Ohio Great Again, it says, Democrats equal communist, and we all know what to do with communist.
I don't know what to do with them. I say we put them in jail. I make them Ohio great again. It's always been great. You know why Ohio's great? It's the Bill Maher's of the world in Hollywood and the jerk-offs who live on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. I'm saying the coastal elites hate Ohio because it stands for America, and he's right. As far as the communists, we'll see when AOC moves up the ladder, even though she's a socialist. There's really not much of a difference. It all depends on who owns the means of production, but we don't want to get into details. And then by production, I don't mean having babies. Ooh, write that down. That might be. What else we got there, Killer?
We have from Pilgrim Driver. It says, we'll have to use whores, I guess is what this last word is supposed to be. It's spelled really weird, but...
We'll have to use whores, and can I have a little context to that?
I guess for the Alyssa Milano stuff.
We'll have to use whore. I don't even know.
We'll have to use whores instead of...
Instead of what?
Instead of your girlfriend who's going on strike.
Oh, yes. Wow. Pretty good. Deke put that together. We'll have to use whores. I know. I hope you see some whores crossing the picket line. This girl's a scab. And she's got some down below, too. Okay, we'll use whores. I'm married. I'm out of it. But you young guys, I've been saying that forever on the show, too, by the way. You young guys at college, you can't even have sex now because you'll be accused of rape a year or 10 years later. I told you it's a perfect excuse to tell the girl we're filming this. I said it on Red Eye, and Gutfell almost fell off the seat going, that is a brilliant idea. What, are you going to bring a lawyer to the fucking... Mr. Berkowitz, this is Sandy. Can you sign this, Sandy, and let him go to town on your ass? Okay. That's what I said about the Statue of Liberty. That's the only one that feminists aren't trying to tear down, the only statue. Well, I should say millennials, young college-age students, is the only statue that they won't attempt to tear down because they need her oral consent before they can touch her. Anyhow, this is a good one, man. This is over in England, but I can relate to this because I took the subway in New York City for many years. Rail bosses apologize after pornography broadcasts over trains' loudspeakers. Railway buses have apologized after passengers found themselves listening into pornography being played over a train's public address system. Here's the video of you can hear the women go. The blonde girl's laughing and playing with herself.
Is that coming for the drive? No, it's someone's phone. I was thinking, like, is that voice?
You must feel safe taking that train, huh? I'd say about 90% of Amtrak accidents. It's what the guys do. They put it on automatic pilot. They're whacking it. Watching it. Everybody Loves Raymond marathon, not paying attention. The train pulls into fucking Times Square at 280 miles an hour. Takes out a family of 6. Guys whacking it. In New York, that wouldn't even... Here's the difference. If that was New York City, people would just be assuming it was somebody fucking on the train. Not in England, but is that really is that an effect? It makes me a little nervous. But I'm going to do a story later about a pilot who they pulled off American Airlines for triple murder, which I take all the time because it's one of the main hubs. Who put that up? Paul Brunton put it on his Twitter account. As if in reply, the film's volume increases. More to parent protagonist grunts. Southwestern Railway, which runs the service, immediately apologized and launched an investigation. SWR released a statement saying Southwestern Railway has a policy of blocking inappropriate material, including pornography websites, on its onboard and station Wi-Fi services. Well, apparently this guy is a lot brighter than you, and he got around that fucking blockage. Huh?
He's probably just using his cell phone.
Exactly. What's it got to do with... I would think it's a little entertaining. He should do it every fucking day, something different. You know what I mean? Here's Manchester winning the world championship in soccer last night, then. And here's me beating my kid senseless. We are investigating this incident to establish how this material was broadcast on our service. Today's incident is wholly unacceptable, and we apologize to... I don't like reading articles from English papers and from because the spelling is different. Don't we share one language? Let's adopt to them. They probably had it first, but apologize with an S. It really bothers me.
It's so different.
It is, isn't it?
It's nothing like us.
It really isn't. But I use it when I make spelling mistakes. I go, fuck that. This is British talk. This shirt I thought was black because I don't have lights in my closet in the new house, and it looked black. That's why this tie. If I look like Wojciechowicz from Barney Miller. I have a couple interview requests, right? But you remember Donna Kent? Her son was killed with a guy punched him when he thought it was the wrong Uber car, black guy. And I have another guy who lost a daughter, and I want to do these, but this show is so silly and stuff. You know what I mean? It almost feels inappropriate. Let the people vote on it at home. But that's no disrespect. Donna Kent is a ballsy woman. She said they found actual footage, and released it without telling the prosecutor because nobody really knew the. But anyways, I'm just saying, if I don't get back to you guys right away, we're trying to make a decision. I can't be doing something about somebody playing porn on the subway, and then we go into something heavy like that. I suppose I can, but I'm not quite that talented. Connecticut man faces up to 140 years in prison for threatening to kill Trump. Here's a picture of the guy. There it is. Lying cocksucker Dick Blumenthal. This is the guy that said he was in Vietnam when he was running for fucking senator seat in Connecticut, and he wasn't. And yet Connecticut still votes him in, the fucking nutmeg state. How about the nut state? Guy looks like a 70-year-old lesbian. Fucking jack off. I hate this guy almost as much as Adam Schiff. Just a turd-spewing, disingenuous liar. Actually, let's show the real guy. Fucking this. This is Kevin James after time from King of Queens to let himself go. Look at the Great Pumpkin dressed like That could be dressed like Ellen DeGeneres. That might be a woman, too. I can't tell today. 140 years. What else? He sent other bomb threats in mail containing suspicious white powder, according to court documents. Gary Gravel, or Gravel, I should say, 51, was indicted on 16 counts, including that he threatened the president in September 2018 by sending an envelope containing white powder and the hand-written message, "You die." And Scaramucci, who was working for the president, snorted up all the... No, he wasn't. He was actually gone. He sent similar envelopes to a synagogue, a mosque, and a chapter of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. You're all over the map, stupid. You're threatening Trump, who supposedly is a racist. You've got to say, then you're threatening the NAACP. Get your politics. But you think this guy, you think the pussy train pulls up to his house every week? And does this guy have a friend in the world? You know how Trump always said about hacking into our elections? He goes, who knows? It could be a 400-pound guy in a bed. Bingo, bing, bang, dang. I think that's why this guy sent the shit to Trump. He thought Trump was talking about him personally. You'll see him in a few years in a Bowflex commercial. Look at the abs I got. I got AIDS and I'm shredded. The no claim, the powder, they say power. You fuckers who write these articles, will you fucking be a little more careful? The power. The powder was a biotoxin, but it was found to be harmless, officials say. You ought to take some of that powder, sir, and rub it between that giant ass crack of yours in your armpits. We're getting complaints from the people 40 feet above you in that building. You fucking parade float. Gravel also sent emails and made phone calls threatening to detonate bombs in Vermont. What are you going to do, kill sheep? Washington, and in various locations in Connecticut, including government buildings and a mental health facility, which he'll be signing up for real fucking soon. Well, I think we have an audio of one of the phone calls he made right here.
I'll wrap your fucking head in with a ratchet.
He was talking to his girlfriend. If convicted of all 16 counts, he could face 140 years maximum in prison. And Gravel was previously sentenced in 2013 for sending threatening communications and had been released under federal supervision until his arrest on the new charges last year. So, bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Why would you send the shit to Trump threatening his lives and the NAACP? Somebody sit this guy down. You have to pick a station, Fox News or MSNBC, goddammit. This guy's a true independent. He's an independent. Independent. Sure, it looks pretty good. How about this one? This one sent a chill up my ball bag because, I'm in Georgia and I take American Airlines a lot now. And through certain, Charlotte and other, Atlanta and An American Airlines pilot was dragged from a plane in Kentucky and arrested this weekend for the 2015 triple homicide of 3 of his former neighbors. They got him. They caught the...
And you blew it! You blew it!
Former Army Ranger, Major Christian Richard Martin, 51. Do they do that with all alleged murderers or murderers? Give the 3 names or... You never see that anywhere else when somebody does something good. It's always Bobby Smith pulled a girl from a burning car. Not Robert fucking Anglin. Look it's Tom Berenger, everybody. Want to talk about death? We all know about death. Former Army Ranger Christian Richard Martin was nabbed at the Louisville International Airport on Friday on a plane loaded with passengers preparing to take off to Charlotte. Triple fucking... this is your captain speaking. Does anybody have any bleach on them or a bone saw? Maybe some rubber gloves. Trying to get some stains off my pants. But it looks like a clear day for flying, and the winds are out of the south. And speaking of south, do you know where I can bury a couple of 3 bodies? If you look to the window out on the left, you'll see an FBI plane chasing our plane. Just ignore that. I'm fucking psychotic. We'll be landing soon. Tray tables up, you cocksuckers. Up. Tray tables up, you cocksuckers. Imagine him I told you to put your seats in the upright position. I'll come back there and cut your fucking heads off, just like I did my neck. Click. The arrest came a day after his indictment by a Christian county. Oh, his name is Christian, and he's being indicted in Christian County. Jesus didn't help you on this one. Grand jury on murder and arson charges stemming from November 2015 killings of Calvin and Pamela Phillips and their neighbor, Edward Dansereau. Police said Calvin Phillips, 59, was found shot to death in the cellar of his home in Pembroke, Kentucky. The bodies of Pam Phillips, 58, and Dansereau, 63, found inside her scorched car a few miles away in a cornfield. Authorities haven't given a motive for the slaying. At the time of the murders, Martin lived across the street from the victims. In 2016 interview with a TV station in Louisville, Martin claimed that Calvin Phillips had been having an affair with his wife, but denied any involvement in the murders. Again, this is alleged. We don't know. We don't know. Doesn't look very happy, though. That's him after he made a nice landing. I mean, shortly after the killings, Martin reportedly moved to North Carolina. American Airlines said Martin has been a pilot for their subsidiary PSA Airlines since January 2018. He's in a pilot's uniform in his mugshot. Well, you're fucking done.
Bye-bye.
Don't you get scared? And I get scared now. You know what the story that scared the shit out of me about flying is that was it a Muslim pilot that, remember, they just fucking decided to take the plane down and they couldn't find it for a month, remember? In the Indian Ocean, whatever. That's all it takes. It's one thing for a guy that's helping you at Home Depot. Home Depot? Oh, fuck, is that the Indian version? Hello, I need some nails and some hammers. I don't know what to do. Home Depot. It's one thing for the guy helping you there who's a little suicidal, just had a fight with his wife and wants to, but, you know, these pilots are just like us, folks. They have a bad day, you know. But how about this guy getting on, going on there? Again, it's alleged. We don't know, but I'm just saying, how about some vetting? He made a statement to a TV station a couple of years ago, denying it. That's almost enough for me, if I'm the airlines, to go, we don't want anybody even... You know? It's a little hairy. But there's other days I get on the plane when I'm depressed and going to a shitty club in the middle of nowhere. Those days are past after this show. I get on the plane and I'm hoping, I hope as I'm boarding, I almost want the plane to go. I almost want to look in the cockpit and see a Muslim pilot looking at a picture of his ex-wife crying, eating a giant pork shoulder. And going, go ahead, Muhammad, take this thing into the fucking mountains. I don't want to play skid marks in Vermont anymore.
Got some more super chats for you.
We got more super chats. Let me have them.
We got from Supernova 2016, says, keep up the good work, Nick. You're a legend.
Thank you so much, Supernova. I am doing the best I can. I'm just a Joe, living in the twilight of his life, living on a pension. I asked to be extradited back to Israel. They turned me down. So did India. But Senator Tlaib has offered me a spot in her house. That's it? One?
Yeah, the other ones were just cash donations.
Oh, I was going to say, keep them coming, folks. Cost me about $10,000 to move all the furniture and shit. I was dealing with that over the weekend. Thank God I got a wife who knows what she's doing. Running around to U-Haul, buying boxes, and getting in fights with people at Home Depot. A guy got in my face, Home Depot. Guy comes up to me with a clipboard. I'm not in there 5 minutes. It's like I'm a magnet for assholes who hate me. He's got a bald head, glasses, probably 40s. Comes at me with a clipboard. I'm talking to you fellas. Comes at me with a clipboard, and he goes, would you like to turn your house into solar, And I go, no, I'm not interested, thank you. He goes, but don't you care about the environment? He done the fucking, I turn around and I go, I'm fucking busy. And he goes, have a nice day. But he said it in that tone that homeless people do when you don't give them change. Have a blessed day, which really means go fuck yourself. So he goes, have a nice day. And I go, fuck you. Louder than that. And he goes, I said have a nice day. And I said, fuck you. I said it twice, and there's people. Fucking jerk off. Why does Home Depot allow that shit? Is there a lot of money in solar? No. Ask Obama and Solyndra and all that horse shit. So why do you let your customers be fucking hounded when I'm there to spend money on you? Get them the fuck out of the store. But I said have a good day. I said your mother's box. Good day, sir. Fucking, ugh. I should have sat down and debated him on why he voted for Obama. Speaking of Jews and Palestinians, Rep. Lee Zeldin blasted House Speaker Nancy Pelosi for inviting a radical imam to speak before Congress, and I'm glad he let her fucking have it.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck!
That was a little much. On Thursday, the noon prayer was given by an imam from Texas who has a long history of not just supporting BDS, that's divestments and boycotts and whatnot, but comparing Israel to the Nazis, accusing Israel of being a terror regime, calling for a Palestinian intifada in the past, and inciting violence, supporting the Muslim Brotherhood, and the list goes on, Zeldin said on Sunday. But thick, leathery ankle, thick nipple dummy Pelosi thinks that's okay. How are they still a party? I mean, come on, man. Zeldin was speaking about Imam Omar Suleiman of Irving, Texas, who was introduced by Pelosi and gave a brief prayer before the House of Representatives, and the prayer started like this.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Amen. Suleiman is the president of, listen to this, the Yaqeen Institute of Islamic Research and a professor of Islamic Studies at SM University. Guilty. Suleiman's social media presence shows that he supports the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement, BDS, and has compared Israeli treatment of Palestinians to the Nazis.
Ein Vorführen durch eigene Arbeit, durch eigenen Fleiß, eigenen Entschlossenheit.
He compares Israeli treatment to the Nazis. I'm trying to think. We did a story earlier where a woman said that the Palestinian helped the Jew. It's all too much for me. Yeah, exactly. You gotta fucking. I was sitting there in the first row. I was caught off guard by it. Quite honestly, Zeldin said, who is Jewish. Well, thanks for connecting the dots on that one. Here, Kurt Metzger, comedian, is seen being escorted from the. There was no announcement it was going to happen. The speaker her team either failed to vet the imam, or worse, they did vet him and thought this was a good idea to bring him in anyways. I'm going to go with the latter because they're the anti-Jew party. I mean, look, Tlaib, Omar, and fucking, So I'm going to go with the latter. Want to know what it's like to live under Nazis? Look no further than how the Palestinians are treated. This is on his website daily by apartheid Israel. Sickening. Hashtag BDS. Hashtag Free Palestine. Suleiman wrote in August 10, 2015 Facebook post. And he chaired unrest. Oh, he put up a picture of Palestinians being delayed at Israeli checkpoints. Yeah, that's the same as being led to the ovens and shot and thrown into a hole and bulldozed. Same thing. You're being delayed for... one side of the world is just fucking in total denial, and anyways. He chaired unrest in Jerusalem in 2014 as a third intifada, referring to periods of violent Palestinian uprising against Israeli occupation that spanned the 80s, 90s, and in which 5,000 Palestinians and some 1,400 Israelis were killed. The third intifada starts on the 27th night of Ramadan. Oh, Allah make it blessed, he wrote in July of 2014. A tweet also archived by El Mina. But yes, he would be an appropriate speaker. Now think about this. Ben Shapiro can't even speak at Berkeley. Ian Coulter, they ban her from Columbia. Just think about that. But our Congress is having this guy who we have documented his hate for Jews online. Empirical evidence, but let's invite him to speak to the Congress. Do you see how far apart we are? There's no more middle. Can we just get it on? Let's get it on. Look at this guy. Oh, God. What's with the beards in the Middle East? You guys have short dicks? Trying to hide your insecurity? Notice me, I'm fresh shaven every day.
Got a couple late super chats coming in.
All right.
So we got one from Patrick Dorr.
Patty Dore. What's up, Patty Dore?
It says authors, multiple Oscar-winning actors, and assassins normally go by 3 names. If O.J. went by Orenthal James, maybe Nicole and Ron would be around, but Pelosi would have never been made speaker.
Yeah, it's a very clever joke that you sat and worked on for a half hour, and I'm glad you did. He's actually right. Orenthal. That was O.J.'s name. And, yeah, it really is funny. It's always the sitcom stars and the fucking... I can't think of one right now, but... makes a great point. Maybe I'll use that in a bit. I'll send you a few dollars. I'll reverse the super chat money.
We also have one from Common Sense America. Says, huge fan, Nick. Keep speaking the truth, brother.
I only know the truth, my friend. There's only one truth. As Bill Hicks said, it's all we have is the truth.
And then one more we have from Edge Yoder. It says, I think Nick should be Trump's press secretary.
I'd get kicked out quicker than Scaramucci did, whatever his name. I'll be like, listen, you motherless fucks. Sarah Sanders Huckabee was right. Ignore her fucking closed eye. That broad had a point. She always looked like somebody smoked and blew it in her eye. How about this? Finally tonight, in a lighter note, an IT worker, I thought of our buddy Rich right off the bat, should have put a picture of him, 23 years old, chops his penis and testicles off in eunuch bid.
Hot dogs! Get your hot dogs here!
A wacky Washington IT worker, why are you judging the guy? Has hacked off his penis and testicles in a bloody bid to be a eunuch. Trent Gates, 23, revealed that he used a razor-sharp knife to do the dreadful deed in his pursuit of being a nullo in 2016. Why do they bring the Italians and everything? Dominic Nullo. Nullos are extreme body modification enthusiasts who remove their genitalia and often their nipples for a smooth look. Why would you... Oh, there he is. Yeah, well, this is not going to help you people about gender dysphoria. People say it's a mental illness, and the people on the left get furious when you say that. Well, this story's sort of going to fucking hurt your argument. This is what he said. I saw a photo of the emasculated man gelding online. It was like, bam, first photo I saw. That's me. I want to be there someday. How sick is this poor prick? He cut off his penis at his Washington apartment, and then a year later removed his testicles in a North Carolina hotel. It would look dumb if you just had balls hanging there. That would look kind of fucking silly. He's like, something wrong with this picture. There's something. I want to know this guy's, what happened to him as a kid and shit. And, oh, he was born that way? Then he's mentally ill, if you want to take that track. But then he cut his balls off, and he drew in a vagina with a Sharpie. A friend watched him do it to make sure there were no medical complaints. Yeah, I'm sure this guy has some qualified friends to fucking watch. His friend's like, go ahead, don't be a pussy, do it. Do another shot of Jägermeister, get the balls. Why would you wait a fucking year? Are you getting complaints from other gay guys? Hey, what the fuck? I was going to suck your dick. There's just balls down there. I don't give a shit. Put them in your mouth. I'll show you. Gates used painkiller Oxycontin during his do-it-yourself castration. They wouldn't let him do it at the Home Depot. The head shrink has apparently declared him sane. Well, there you go. He now uses a catheter to urinate. Well, congratulations, shithead. Oh, my God. Gates added that sex with his boyfriend is now more intense. Well, I would think so. He has to... What? He has to use a drill bit to... why didn't you just... You just should have said, like it. I like it in the ass. You didn't have to cut your dick and balls off. That's what it was. The guy, his boyfriend probably is giving bad head, and he's like, the only way I can force him to do the rear entry is if I cut this shit off. That's my theory. It's the same one Matlock had in episode 42. And I'm just rambling, folks. I understand. Anyways.
Fucking quiz!
Both his parents and boyfriend have accepted his body transformation. Why, is his parents fucking him too? It's probably how all this came about. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This one's a case of mental illness, and I'm not sure how I stand on gender, but I'm starting to lean that way with the shit I read. In China, they ruled that it's mental illness. They tell you. You're not born that way. We fix you now. However, his mother threw out his frozen penis, which he left in the family freezer. Oh, my God.
You're fucking crazy.
His mother threw out the... I wonder how many days she left. You know, she was probably using it. I'm just guessing. This family seems fucked up. The mother was using it for like, it's probably 6 months. And then her other son cut his dick off, which was bigger, and said, we'll go with that. Put it right next to the ice cube tray, will you, Tim? Okay. All right, that's enough of that. You guys can ramble about whether it's mental illness. That guy is mentally ill. I'm sorry. Is that it, ladies and gentlemen? I think it is. Again, thank you so much. Breath of Fresh Air was over 330,000 views in about a week, okay, and still climbing. And again, it's about unadulterated comedy, saying what you feel, whether people get their toes stepped on or not. Like the lady who's trying to sue me because I ruined her evening this weekend. What a fucking world. Anyways, so thank you so much for that. Breath of Fresh Air and cameo.com. Don't forget to go to that. Remember, you guys think it. I will say it. You're very welcome, and I will see you guys on Patreon tomorrow.